Okay, airport video number 3. If you didn't catch my first two, my first one was on why I do pro bono as an insurance agent. The second one was about your Medicare annual notice of change, very important if you have a Part D drug plan or a Part C Medicare Advantage plan. This question I figured I would go with is, do you need more than just Original Medicare? Now, if you don't know who I am, never seen me before or any of my videos, I'm Chris Prang. I'm the Medicare analyst. I'm a licensed agent in 17 states, and I am normally coming from Charlottesville, Virginia. But today, Labor Day weekend, I am out visiting my son who is stationed at Camp Pendleton, and he has a whole weekend off, so I figured I'd come out here and see him. So I'm coming to you from the San Diego airport while I wait for him to get off and come down here and get me. So let's try to answer this question. Have you ever wondered, could I just get by with just plain Original Medicare? Do I really need to pay that premium for a supplement? Do I really need a drug plan? Do I really need a Medicare Advantage plan? So the first person that could sort of say all they need is Original Medicare would be the person that is on Medicaid. So if you have Medicaid, then that means Medicaid is paying your Part B premium, so that's a positive. And in many cases, not all, but probably most cases, then Medicaid is also picking up your Part A, Part B deductibles and your co-insurance for Part B and your co-payments under Part A. So you wouldn't need a supplement for sure. You wouldn't need a Medicare Advantage plan to help you out financially. Where the person on Medicaid would want a Medicare Advantage plan would be to pick up all the extra benefits. That can be good in some cases. And the person on Medicaid would more than likely need some sort of drug plan in most cases. But if you weren't on any medications, you wouldn't need to get one. And if you're on Medicaid, then you would also qualify for Social Security Extra Help, which means you wouldn't have to worry about a penalty later if you did enroll in a Part D plan later. But I would at least get a Part D plan. If all you're going to do is Medicare and Medicaid, get a Part D plan. Next person that maybe could get by on only Original Medicare. They don't qualify for Medicaid, but their income is low enough and they could qualify for financial assistance at their local hospital, and they're pretty much going to stay local. They're not going to travel anywhere. They're not going to go to specialty hospitals throughout the United States. They're going to stay put. And if they need financial assistance, what they can do is they go to their local hospital and see if they qualify. They will collect what Medicare pays them, and depending on how much money you make, they kind of put you on your sliding scale, and depending where you're on your sliding scale depends on how much of what Medicare doesn't pay that you pay. And in many cases, you may not have to pay anything at all. So you could get by with certainly not needing a supplement and maybe not needing a Medicare Advantage plan. And the drug plan, again, if you're on medications, you probably should get one, but if you're not, no. All right, so now we got those people out of the way. Let's talk about everybody else. You don't get Medicaid, you don't qualify for any financial assistance. Do I need anything else other than Original Medicare? Well, if you're not on any medications, can you get by without a drug plan? Yes, but realize that if you all of a sudden need an expensive drug down the road in the middle of the year, even for a few months, you can't run out and pick one up. And then also realize if you decide to get a drug plan later, you're going to be penalized literally for every single month that you haven't had one forever and ever. So generally a good idea to get a Part D, but you can get away with it. I know people that's all they have is Original Medicare, no drug plan, no Medicare Advantage plan, no Medicare Supplement. If you don't go to the doctor, then obviously you don't have to worry about paying Medicare deductibles and co-payments. But the thing is, as we get older, we have no idea whether we're going to go to the doctor tomorrow. You could be in great health today and something serious can happen to you tomorrow that could be life-threatening, could be lifelong, could be temporary. You just never know. And all of a sudden, you're going in the doctor and the hospital for treatment after treatment. And the thing with Original Medicare that a lot of people don't realize is there is no yearly limit. All other insurance has what's called a maximum out-of-pocket, or if you're on a Medicare supplement, then you're going to have a cap. Technically, the Plan N does not have a cap, but it would be really hard to get high on a Plan N. So, could you do it? Could you survive on just Original Medicare? By all means, you could, but you'd have to be very, very careful. To me, if you're concerned about premiums, if that was the big issue, which usually it is, why people don't do anything above and beyond Original Medicare, then option one would be, if you qualify for a Medicare supplement, consider the high deductible Medicare supplement. They are very inexpensive. You do have a responsibility that you may have to pay, but typically that maximum out of pocket or the deductible on a high deductible is lower than most Medicare Advantage plans max out of pocket. And the next thing would be to consider a Medicare Advantage plan, because at least you do have a cap on what comes out of your pocket. So can you do it? Yes, you can. Plenty of people do. Is it the wisest thing to do? Probably for most people, no. So if you need help with your Medicare and you're trying to figure these things out and you want a good solution for you, whether it's a supplement, a drug plan, Medicare Advantage, whatever it may be, and you're from one of the states that I am licensed in, then by all means reach out to me and I'd be glad to help you out. Your annual election period is coming in October, so just over a month away, depending on when this video actually gets out. So best time to reach me to look at 2026 is going to be very, very early October. So that's it today from the San Diego airport. I'm Chris Prang, the Medicare analyst. Make it a great day.